You are being lied to, albeit unintentionally, but still, you're being lied to. There is some stuff that's spreading the internet about YouTube, specifically how to grow on YouTube, how to see success on the platform. And some of this stuff is either old, invalid, or just a straight up lie. And in today's video, we're gonna dive into all of it. This video is sponsored by Storyblocks, more on them later. All right, let's kick off with a good one. The first lie is that the time at which your YouTube video goes live will dictate the performance of that video. I will put my hands up straight now and say that I used to believe this. And maybe multiple years ago, this was more true than it is today. But right now, the time in which your video and your content goes live does not have anywhere near as much of an impact on the performance of your content as you think that it does. Let's break it down. Now, I've run a few tests under my account and also under other creators' accounts as well, just to really test this out to see if this has a big impact. And I noticed that whether or not the time at which you post will impact you depending on which group of two people you fall under. The first group of people are people who create time-bound content. So this is people who create daily vlogs, weekly vlogs, for example, or people who create content that's highly, highly topical. So it's about something that's happening right this second, or maybe it's about a season like Christmas, aka Vlogmas, right? I'm counting you as time-bound people because majority of the views that your content gets, it probably gets within the first 12 hours of it going live. So if we take a weekly vlogger, for example, if they upload content every single Sunday and people know that's when they upload their weekly vlog, majority of their views will peak within 12 hours of them uploading their content, right? They are bound by time because their regular viewers would have already seen their vlog from last Sunday. So they're looking for recent content to see what they've been up to since their last vlog. The second group of people we shall call evergreen creators. These are people who upload content which is mostly evergreen. So this is content which isn't seasonal, it isn't time bound. It's actually content which people can continuously consume way into the future and it not feel wrong or disruptive to the timeline. I am one of those creators. Majority of my content, with the exception of the odd video, is evergreen. For example, you might be watching this video a year after I actually filmed it, right? Because the content and the topic is evergreen and it will remain relevant for a while to come. If you are a time-bound creator, then the time in which you upload your YouTube video will matter to an extent. If you are a time-bound creator, you want to pick a time where majority of your audience are online. You want to upload a few hours before then, and that's when you want your content to go out every single week. Now, if you don't upload your content at that time, the world isn't going to end. People are still going to consume it just later on in the day, but that is the best time for you to upload. On the other hand, though, if you're an evergreen creator, which a lot of creators are, the time in which you upload your content really doesn't matter. Yes, it's great if you upload content at the same time every week so people know when to expect it. But the time of day that is for you or for your audience really doesn't have a huge impact on the performance of your content. Case in point, I once uploaded a video at 1:30 a.m. rather than p.m. Love that for me. Made zero difference to how my video performed. That was what actually sparked me diving into this rabbit hole. Because when I saw that data, I was like, hold on a minute.
Wait a minute.
1:30 in the morning, I would have assumed would have been the worst time for me to upload that video, but it still performed really well. In addition to this, some of my content and some of your content, which will go on to perform the best across your channel, probably won't get majority of its views until later on in its life cycle. Let's take this video, for example. This video got off to a slow start. So realistically, the time in which I posted this really doesn't matter because it didn't do that well when it went live. However, over time, this video gradually got more and more views, and the result is that the video is now performing super well. So the time in which I uploaded that video wasn't anywhere near as important as I previously thought that it would have been. Let's move on to the next lie. This lie is that you have to capture all of your content yourself. This is such a big one, right? How many times have you watched your favorite content creator's travel vlog and thought to yourself, how have they managed to get drone shots like that of this location? Like, how are they getting that? Or maybe you're watching someone else's content and you're thinking, how are they getting such slick B-roll of like the streets of New York? Like, what are they filming on? How are they capturing this content?
How?
Well, some of those creators may not have captured that content themselves. What they might have done, and what you should do, is use Storyblocks in order to get that footage. Now, Storyblocks is a stock media subscription service which has a huge library of stock video, images, audio, and sound effects. When you subscribe to Storyblocks, you unlock unlimited access to royalty-free assets for creators and businesses. You can basically use all of these assets to enhance all of the content that you are creating. For example, grabbing an amazing piece of B-roll from the streets of New York, or some incredible drone footage to accompany your next travel vlog. Whether it's video, audio, images, or sound effects that you need, Storyblocks has such a huge library that I'm confident you'll be able left to find whatever you need inside there. So as I mentioned, when you subscribe to Storyblocks, you get unlimited access to all of these assets. What's super important to know is that this unlimited access comes at a monthly predictable subscription cost. So you don't have to worry about expensive pay-per-clip pricing. Your subscription will also include exclusive access to Storyblocks label music to really enhance your social media content, whether it's TikTok content, Instagram, YouTube content, the lot. In my opinion, one of the best parts of using Storyblocks is that you can be completely confident that you are covered when it comes to having the rights to use any of these assets. And that's because anything that you download from Storyblocks is 100% royalty free. You can stay protected by some of the highest level legal coverage in the industry. And by integrating your YouTube channel with Storyblocks, you'll be able to whitelist your channel, which will massively reduce the likelihood of copyright claims. Storyblocks is incredibly easy to use across your entire production process, whether it's your editing all the way through to your publishing. And if you're a Premiere Pro or After Effects user, you can save time by accessing Storyblocks' entire asset library directly inside Premiere Pro or After Effects. And you can do this by using the Storyblocks plugin for Adobe Creative Cloud. So if you want to get started with unlimited stock media downloads at one set price, head to storyblocks.com/Jade Beeson. I'll of course include that link in my description below as well. All right, let's move on to the next lie that you've potentially been told about YouTube growth. This lie is that you have to focus all of your energy on YouTube Shorts in order to see growth. Now, this conversation is heavily nuanced because the experience that people have with YouTube Shorts varies dramatically. I have met some of the biggest creators in the world who attribute majority of their audience and their growth to uploading and creating YouTube Shorts. Genuinely speaking, hand on heart, we're talking people who have over 10 million subscribers, right? The trouble is that because we know that YouTube Shorts could be a great growth driver for us, we sometimes fall into the trap of thinking that YouTube Shorts are the only thing that should be demanding our attention. And there's an obvious caveat here, at least I hope it's obvious. If you are someone who is trying to create a Shorts first channel, so you have no intention of creating longer content, then of course you can focus all your energy on Shorts because that's literally the only thing you want to create. I am talking to YouTubers who want to have a mixture of content formats on their channel. So they want to upload Shorts as well as long form videos. If that is you, you want to be putting an equal amount of effort into your long form videos as you are Shorts. Do not fall into the trap of only focusing on one if you want to grow both. It's important to remember that the people who watch your Shorts might be different from the people who watch your long form videos. And this is the thing what helps you grow, right? Because your Shorts are going to help you get in front of people who might not already be exposed to your longer videos. But what that also means is that the people who are watching your Shorts might not want to watch your longer videos. They might not be the type of people who want to watch long videos at all. And that's okay. What happens though, if you focus all your energy on Shorts and then all of your growth comes from your Shorts, then your long form videos are going to suffer because you haven't been gaining a sufficient amount of people into your audience who want to watch your long form videos. So the point here is that to have a healthy channel, you want to be using a mixture of formats and you want to be keeping them all on your toes. If you want to take that one step further, look into some of the other types of content you can create on YouTube. It's not just Shorts or long form videos. You can also upload photos and carousels in your community tab. You can also go live. Like there are so many other things you can do on this platform. And truly, some of the most successful creators that I've ever met are people who utilize all of those features. All right, the next lie that you have been told is that there is a perfect video length. This is not true, and I don't think this has ever been true. This is basically when people come to me and they're like, well, I heard that all my videos should be 10 minutes and 10 minutes on the dot. So, I cut it down to 10 minutes and I missed out some really important parts, or I dragged it out to 10 minutes and now it's not performing well. There is no perfect length of YouTube video. It does not exist. Your video should be as long as the video needs to be, or as short as the video needs to be. If you want to get strategic with it, and if you want to take note of things like the fact that you can't put ads in videos which are shorter than 8 minutes. So if you are part of YouTube's partner program and you earn an income from your YouTube channel, if your video is less than 8 minutes, you can't put an ad in between it. So sometimes people see that and they think, okay, let me try and make my video longer than 8 minutes so that I could put an ad in between. It's totally fine if you want to have a strategy like that, but it's important that when you're making your video longer in order to fulfill that strategy, you are not just dragging the video out. Instead, you're reviewing the plan for the video and you're bulking it out so that the content of the video remains rich throughout the entire thing. Instead of just dragging a 6-minute video to an 8-minute video, you're actually adding more content so that it comfortably lasts more than 8 minutes. The same thing goes for people who are maybe not monetized yet and they're trying to get there. So for these group of people, which might be you might be thinking, well, I need watch hours, right? Because 4,000 watch hours is one of the things that you might need in order to join YouTube's partner program and to earn an income. And that's totally fair. When you upload longer videos, you increase your chances of being able to get those watch hours. However, you will not get those watch hours if you are just dragging your video out to half an hour simply because because you're trying to get more watch hours. That won't work because people will stop watching. They will feel like the video is dragging and they'll stop watching the whole thing. Instead, if you're trying to create a longer video, you need to review your plan for the video and make sure there's enough content in there to justify it being longer. Do you see what I'm saying? So stop cutting your video so that it's only 10 minutes because someone told you to and you're missing out some important elements. And stop dragging your 6-minute video out to 30-minute videos thinking that it's going to help you get watch hours. Your video should be as long or as short as the content says it needs to be. I hope that makes sense. The last lie, but certainly not the smallest lie of the bunch, is that your core focus should be on gaining subscribers. Whether you're in the early stages or the advanced stages of your growth journey, the lie is that subscribers are everything and that is the measurement of success. Now, this just simply is not true. What we should actually be aiming for is viewer satisfaction. This is basically referring to how your audience responds to your content. What we want to do is create content that people want to watch and they want to watch a lot of, and then they want to watch more of, right? That type of content leads to a higher viewer satisfaction, and that is the content which gets pushed out by YouTube. Aiming to gain subscribers by either doing things like subscription chains, so when basically a bunch of people get together and they're like, let's subscribe to each other. It's totally fine if you want to ask your friends and family to subscribe to your channel in the early days, but artificially getting additional subscribers for people who you don't know and who probably won't watch your content is not going to help the performance of your channel. Uploading content that your audience enjoy to watch, that is what's going to help the performance of your channel. That is what's going to help you get more views and hit YouTube's algorithm. The subscribers will come as a result of that. If you want to dive into that subject more, I do have a whole video where I talk about the fact that subscribers don't really matter, or at least as much as you think they do. So I recommend watching that video next because it's got a lot of info in there. All right, my loves, those are the lies that you've potentially been told about YouTube growth. I hope you found that valuable. Let me know in the comments if you've heard anything recently which you don't think is necessarily true about growing on YouTube anymore. I want to hear from you. Do not forget to head to storyblocks.com/Jade Beeson if you want to get access to their huge library of videos, images, audio, and sound effects. If you feel like hanging around, I recommend watching this video. It's all about my top content hacks for social media. And let me tell you, there are some hacks in here that I feel like you've probably not heard before. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I cannot wait to see you in my next video.